not true. With due respect to Mr. Hundeyin, that talk is speaking out of ignorance. And I don't want to believe that his lawyers have not been able to explain to him what maintaining the status quo is. I don't want to believe that. That is tantamount to an injunction in law. Now, when you say there are lawful duties, it can no longer be lawful because the court has put a stay to the operation of that particular scheme. So as far as the Federal High Court has put a stay to it, anything done has become unlawful. So when you say that nobody can stop them from their lawful duties with respect to the tinted glasses, is extremely very wrong. There is a law, there is an order of the Federal High Court, and all they need to do is to file because at that same time we file our interlocutory application. What they need to do is to file a counter affidavit and allow the law to take its course. And if my lord finds that they have a better case on why the scheme should continue, I'm allowed to revoke the order given and they can possibly continue. So it is not true, and it's speaking out of ignorance to say that until there is a final judgment or final order. No, why do we have interim orders? Do you understand what you mean by interim orders or interlocutory orders? What has just happened is what we call an interim order. So it doesn't have to be final before it becomes operative or before you start obeying same. So it's speaking out of ignorance with due respect, and it's not right. I should not be misleading Nigerians or be deceived by maybe from his lawyers. I don't think his lawyer. I don't want to believe that they are deceiving him. I just want to believe that he refused, or the police have refused to listen to good counsel.
It's in this country that we've seen it said, incidentally, by a former attorney general who's now involved in some investigation that, national security will trample your personal rights every day of the year. In that sense, I'm paraphrasing. So we've seen that in the way security operatives and, in fact, the security architecture sometimes carry out their operations. If it's in quote, national security or security issue, they say, well, forget whatever the court said. This is an emergency. We need to sort it out. So maybe we step back a bit and understand the rationale behind the court case in itself. What was considered before the order was given? Why is this an important conversation, really, to have? So I'd like you to let us know what you presented before the court. Why did you think that it is illegal to have this done? And what did the court consider before giving that order?
One, I want to address this issue that security issues trump the law. That is not true and can never be true, because the law itself is founded on law. The Nigerian police was not founded on its own, was founded by provisions of the Nigerian Constitution, and the limit of their powers and duties are well spelled out either in the Constitution or by the subsequent Nigerian Police Act. So it is totally not true that security trumps the law. The law trumps this security at any given time, because security on itself is founded on law. Anything done in the name of a security body that is not founded on law is impunity and is a call for unrest. So that idea, first of all, should be banished. We shouldn't think about that at all in the first instance. Secondly, what did what did the court consider? What did I put before the court? We put before the court the Nigerian Police Act. We put before the court the Nigerian Constitution, and we put before the court the tinted permit regulation. And ask the court to look at all these laws. What gives the Nigerian police the power to grant permit and renewal of that permit every year? No, there's no renewal clause or renewal provision in that. That is annual renewal in the law. 1, 2. There is nothing in the Constitution or the Nigerian Police Act that gives police the power to collect money. 2. 3. There is nowhere in the law, the three around the Constitution, the Police Act, that gives police the power to spend money without appropriation. Nothing in the Constitution that gives the police the power to spend money and or to operate a non-TSA account. Those are the very pertinent questions. Now, at the worst, if the police have power to grant permit, and that power to grant permit does not include power to renew every year, That has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with security. That has everything to do with revenue generation. Now, when people call it revenue generation, it cannot be revenue generation if this money is even paying to the TSA account and is being appropriated for by the National Assembly. As far as that money is not being paid to a federal government account, and or the money is not appropriated for by the National Assembly, it is a bribery generative scheme. That's exactly what this tinted permit annual is, a bribery generative scheme. And for every IGP that is not challenged on this issue is allowed to stay in office and operate this scheme. Only God knows the trillions of naira that will be available to him and maybe to other persons who are interested in this business. I have every reason to believe that this business has nothing to do with only the IGP. There are also other high officers in several places that are interested in this scheme, that they have sat down and have laid out a scheme on how to colonize the money that will be coming from it. But for the vigilance of some of us who think about that, no, there's something wrong with this thing. I want to challenge you to the last point. Even if the court agrees, which I don't even agree that they have power, but this is a democratic society, that you have to grant a permit. I am 100% sure that it will not include the power to renew the permit annually. That will not include that. That will also not include the power to collect the money outside the TSA, and will also include the money to spend the power to spend the money without appropriation by the National Assembly, and without giving an account of the same to the Accountant General of Nigeria every year. So is everything wrong about this, and we shouldn't allow it.
And I imagine that the court will consider all of the evidence in this matter before it.